A Jewish woman goes to great lengths to get close to a German officer just to infiltrate the German army and obtain intelligence. This woman dyed her hair blonde, but during an intimate moment, the German officer still discovers something amiss. The woman doesn't panic at all and launches an even more intense offensive towards him. This girl is named Rachel, who is smuggling into Belgium with her family when suddenly a bright light appears, and German soldiers raise their machine guns and start firing madly at the people on the boat. To save her life, Rachel plunges into the water and hides by some water plants, watching these bandits. The German soldiers carry all the corpses to the shore, take all their valuables, not even sparing the money hidden in their socks, and then throw them back into the water. Rachel vows to make the German devils pay and immediately joins the resistance organization. To hide her identity, she dyes her hair blonde and pretends to be a returnee. Soon, Rachel faces her first mission. She and the captain pose as a couple transporting a wireless radio, but they soon encounter German soldiers conducting a search. Just as the captain decides to draw his gun and fight, Rachel suddenly slaps the captain and then elegantly walks away with the suitcase. Rachel enters a German captain's compartment. Seeing such a beautiful woman, the captain helpfully lets her pass. As the search troops approach, Rachel proactively sits next to the German officer. The captain is quickly attracted to this beautiful woman, and they enthusiastically discuss reasons. When the inspecting soldiers come to check, they are directly driven away by the captain. Rachel successfully avoids the inspection. After the train arrives at the station, the captain, still enchanted, offers to take Rachel home, but she politely declines. Soon she finds the captain and meets up with him. She tells the captain that the man from earlier was a German captain. Due to the deterioration of the underground party's weapons, the underground party leader's son is ordered to transport a truck of weapons. During the journey, a child suddenly rushes out. The driver swerves sharply, but unexpectedly crashes into a nearby ring. The vegetables on the truck fall to the ground, exposing the guns and ammunition. The police come to maintain order and suddenly discover that the entire truck is full of weapons. They immediately blow the assembly whistle. None of the underground party members manage to escape, all falling into the hands of the German army. The underground party leader immediately wants to rush down to deal with it, but Hans quickly stops him to prevent him from acting rashly and losing his life. For the sake of the bigger picture, the leader can only suppress his intentions and watch helplessly as his son is taken away by the German army. The rescue mission is assigned to Rachel. Rachel suddenly thinks of the captain she met on the train and immediately has an idea. The next day, Rachel brings her prized stamp collection, which she had someone find for her, and presents it to the captain. The captain is captivated by these exquisite stamps. To create an opportunity to spend time with the beauty, the captain invites her to attend a ball. Rachel, of course, wouldn't miss any chance to infiltrate the enemies in her circle. At the ball, Rachel suddenly sees a familiar face. A wave of nausea suddenly comes over her, and she rushes to the bathroom, vomiting uncontrollably. It turns out that the man playing the piano is the bastard who killed her family. She will never forget that ugly face until she dies. After composing herself, Rachel returns to the ball to showcase her singing and dancing talents. The captain is completely smitten by this woman. That night, he wants to spar with her. The German captain strips off the Jewish woman's clothes. The captain suddenly notices the woman's dyed hair and suspects she might be a spy. Rachel pulls down her underwear, and the captain sees a flash of gold, which puts his mind at ease. In reality, Rachel is indeed an underground worker. She deliberately uses her beauty to bewitch the German captain and successfully gains his trust. The captain allows her to freely enter and exit the military camp. One day, she receives a new mission. Her superiors instruct her to use plant camouflage to install a listening device in the enemy's office. Rachel takes out the listening device hidden in her stockings. She searches for a suitable installation location. At this moment, the captain outside the door suddenly hears movement inside and is slowly approaching. Inside, Rachel is racing against time to get closer. Just as the captain pushes open the door, Rachel quickly grabs a potted flower and presents it to the captain, pretending to create a surprise. With her charm, she successfully avoids suspicion. After returning, several people sit together listening to the German army's conversations. Suddenly, a familiar voice came through, and upon listening carefully, it turned out to be the person who had taken Rachel across the border. From the conversation, they learned that Ah Chang has long been colluding with the German army. Under the guise of rescuing Jews, he leads them into the lieutenant's encirclement, helping the lieutenant obtain a large amount of property. Hearing this, Rachel can no longer contain herself and immediately demands to kill Ah Chang to avenge her parents. The captain and Rachel investigate Ah Chang's whereabouts and find an opportunity to catch him off guard and subdue him. However, the cunning Ah Chang pretends to faint. When the captain lets his guard down, he suddenly breaks free from his restraints, grabs a gun, and shoots at the captain. Before the captain can react, Ah Chang disappears. The captain cautiously searches around, but is suddenly struck down by a gun butt. Rachel tries to escape but is pinned down by Ah Chang, who tightly grips her throat. At this critical moment, a teammate arrives and drives Ah Chang away. The wounded Ah Chang falls into the river. The German lieutenant, upon learning that his informant Ah Chang has been killed, becomes furious and decides to execute 20 Jewish prisoners. The underground party learns of this and immediately begins to formulate a rescue strategy. Meanwhile, Rachel encounters an unexpected situation. The captain notices that since Rachel's arrival, their intelligence has been leaked. He suspects Rachel is a spy sent by the enemy. Seeing that she can no longer hide it, Rachel admits that she is indeed Jewish, But her feelings for the captain are genuine. The captain is moved by her words. Rachel needs to eliminate the lieutenant before her identity is completely exposed. She gathers evidence and, together with the captain, reports to the general about the lieutenant's embezzlement of property. Under pressure from the general, the lieutenant is forced to open the safe. Unexpectedly, what meets their eyes is a pile of documents. The general was about to leave, but the lieutenant falsely accused the captain of colluding with the resistance organization. The general thought it could not be ignored and immediately ordered the captain to be detained in prison. Seeing the plan fail, the underground party decides to directly storm the prison. Rachel is tasked with opening the secret door to the prison for them. The underground members successfully enter the prison. Not long after, in the prison, the captain and general discovered a group of soldiers with everyone dead except for the team leader. Rachel realized that someone had leaked their plan, but before she could act, she was unexpectedly summoned to the captain's office. He then removed the listening device, gagged Rachel, and intentionally thanked her for cooperating. Upon hearing this, the resistance organization immediately wanted to kill Rachel the traitor. The Jewish woman poured wine on herself and undressed, causing the soldiers to be agitated. Rachel seized the opportunity to signal to the soldiers. They acted immediately and successfully rescued the lieutenant. At that moment, the German army had surrendered. Women on the street are forced to hold humiliating signs, enduring the scorn of the entire street, just because they once served the German army. At this moment, Rachel is lying on the ground, not daring to show her face. Suddenly, a large hand covers her mouth. It turns out to be the German captain. After being rescued, the captain's only thought was of Rachel, so he risked danger to find her. The war has ended. The lieutenant is preparing to escape by boat but is shot dead by the captain, who had been lying in wait. Rachel's great revenge is finally achieved, but she doesn't want to bear the name of a traitor forever. She decides to personally catch the real traitor. She goes to the underground party leader's home and points out that he is the traitor because he knew about all their actions, making him the most suspicious. The leader calmly pulls out a black book from his pocket, saying it records all their actions and will clearly show who the traitor is. He now wants Rachel to go to the police station with them to turn themselves in. Just as they are about to leave, a bullet suddenly kills the leader. Rachel immediately understands that the culprit is someone else. At this moment, someone is rushing to silence them. The captain, eager to help Rachel catch the culprit, rushes out. However, instead of catching the enemy, he is captured by people on the street. The captain thinks of Rachel until his dying breath. Rachel doesn't fare much better. She is captured by Jews as a traitor and subjected to all kinds of insults, even having feces thrown on her. Fortunately, the former captain intervenes and saves her. When Rachel asks about the captain's whereabouts, the captain casually says he was executed long ago. Rachel suddenly becomes emotionally agitated. The captain takes out a sedative to help her calm down, but Rachel suddenly feels dizzy. In her hazy state, she sees that what the captain is injecting her with is insulin. At this moment, she suddenly realizes he is the traitor. The captain is trying to kill her. The captain, as a war hero, stands on the balcony accepting everyone's worship. Rachel seizes the opportunity to take out some chocolate to replenish her blood sugar. After regaining her strength, she jumps directly from the balcony. Later, Rachel takes the black book to the leadership and exposes the captain's ugly truth to the public. It turns out that 3 months ago, the captain was captured by the German army. Unable to withstand torture, he turned traitor. The leadership quickly orders the pursuit of the traitor. They finally discover the captain trying to escape in a hearse. The captain desperately stuffs money out of the coffin, begging for his life. But Rachel still resolutely nails him into the coffin. Many years later, Rachel returns to her original home. Here, she establishes her own family and finally lives a beautiful and happy life.